Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we've got a very interesting interview with Nicola Ossher from EcoBeats. Hi Nicola.
Hi.
Oh, let's get into it. You've got quite a unique business as far as I'm aware, and it's quite interesting. It can appeal to all ages. Do you want to tell us a bit about it, about what's going on with your business?
Sure. Yeah. So EcoBeats is a recycled, environmentally friendly, focused music program. It started with collecting a whole lot of recycled buckets from local businesses over a few months. These sorts
Yep.
of big, sturdy buckets.
Okay. Yep.
And then getting a couple hundred drumsticks donated from different drummers. And then I started running drumming workshops on the bucket drums, which I do at festivals and events and schools and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's sort of, workshops and mini courses, and is sort of what the focus has been until COVID.
Yes. Yep. No more festivals at the moment, and schools shutting down and whatnot. Okay. So what have you done as a result of that then?
Well, one of the other branches that was born after EcoBeats started was EcoBabyBeats, which was a baby and toddler music class using recycled instruments, things like formula tins to make drums and
Yep.
toilet rolls to make shakers and
Oh, cool.
like that.
All the noisy toys. Great.
They're all noisy when they're little, aren't they?
True.
And I used to run those classes sort of from my home in Tweed Heads West, and now since COVID I've launched them online.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running weekly online baby and toddler music classes, which has been interesting because the reach then being online is it's bigger than just this local area.
Sure.
And people from other states even have been joining it, which is cool.
Yep. And people are jumping on, it's Zoom you're using? Or like,
yeah. Jumping on Zoom, and depending on the age, whether they've got, really little babies, I don't really encourage, screen time, but this is such a strange time that we're in. So it's kind of like I encourage the parents to use what I'm offering over the screen to facilitate them doing like a 30-minute music session with their kid.
Yep.
The kid doesn't need to be looking at the screen
Mm-hmm.
to be part of it. And then there's families with siblings that I've seen, kids up to 7, like getting into it and having fun with their younger kids as well, and it's been a whole family activity.
That's all right.
But generally it's sort of pitched for more the sort of 0 to 4 kind of 6 to 4.
Yep. And that would be a welcome break in the day, I imagine, from parents. What time? When are they usually held?
Well, early, so I haven't gotten that far into the day. It's 9:30 in the mornings every Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
But generally speaking, like there's so much firsthand. I've had so much experience, but there's so much, so many articles out there of the benefits of music in children's lives. So it's a great way to start the day, because guaranteed those kids are gonna, if they get into it and have a good half an hour session of music, they're gonna be more cooperative probably for the rest of the day.
Yep.
Well, that could be a bit of a stretch, but
magic power of your workshops.
Yeah. I've had 2 babies, like young ones, just like, I just got a message the other day that somebody who tried the class last week, their baby just went into this beautiful sleep right after the class. And she wants to sign up every week now.
That's cool. That's good.
So, and music, the way when you do the class regularly, babies and toddlers doing music classes regularly, it's been wonderful watching them grow, get older and get used to the things and learn the skills, be able to, just watching their fine motor skills develop, and things like shaking shakers and exploring instruments, and even the drumming. Like I run drumming sections with this baby and toddler music group, very similar to how I run them for adults.
Okay.
And it's quite incredible how capable they are of doing similar things.
They pick it up pretty quickly. And so what would let's focus back on sort of what you, let's say, we're doing pre-COVID in terms of the workshops and that. Do you want to sort of give me an idea, or give people an idea of what's a typical workshop look like, and sort of who's at these workshops?
So workshops I've run at festivals like the Woodford Folk Festival and Caloundra Music Festival. I've done festival workshops both in the Children's Festival and in the Adults Festival. Kids Festival workshop is a lot of fun, 30, 40 kids making a lot of noise,
Yep.
learning different rhythms and beats. And the adult workshops are sort of even more fun for me. They go for an hour, and I've always had like just fully packed rooms with 60, 70 adults just learning to play the drums. For some of them, like that's not something they've ever had the opportunity to do, but I believe that that rhythm is like an innate thing, and we've all got it. We've all got a heartbeat,
Yeah. Yep.
And so expanding on that doesn't take very much. We can all count to 4. That's pretty much the very basic requirement.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's some of the environments. I've also done the workshops over school terms and in special needs schools, which is a lot of fun. And it just gives the kids a chance, over an 8-week term to develop a bit of rhythm and technique and learn a few different beats and play some songs and stuff like that.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. So I know from my own upbringing, not everyone in the family was musical. So it can be, perhaps as a parent, for example, if you're not musical yourself, but you want to be able to expose or introduce your kids to that, this is a perfect way to do that without all the pressure of having to go to the opera house and
And also even without the pressure of having to buy an instrument, find a bucket from your local cafe, fish and chip shop.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sort of the big part of it. I mean, I have a strong ethos around the environment and waste and recycling, and that's sort of what led to this business developing. And there's so much out there that we can turn into instruments, and we don't have to keep buying things. And
so it's big. It's bigger than music. It's teaching. It's teaching a respect for the environment, self-confidence, and as well as picking up, you said, from the babies, the fine motor skills to, introducing a new experience for the older kids. So, oh, fantastic! That sounds very interesting. And so you're based in Tweed Heads West, you said. Where do you play? Where do you? Normally.
Yeah, normally, like I've been doing gigs with local bands from Byron to Brisbane. Markets in Brisbane, the Eat Street is a great venue that I was doing some regular gigs at before the venues got shut down, and up and down the Gold Coast. And looking forward to getting back into playing and at festivals with bands, but I don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah. And I can imagine, I mean, I'm not in the arts scene myself, but I can imagine there's been a sort of an online pulling together of the arts scene of to try to, not keep it going in some way, but to hold on until we're out the other side. Do you want to give us some ideas of what's going on there?
There's a few different things going on. I mean, there's a lot of people are using Facebook Live and Instagram to do live concerts from home. Some of that you've seen televised on some of those bigger, I think the Anzac Day one was a big global one. And some festivals are even starting. Instagram has a weekly festival called Isolate every weekend, and it features tons of artists. They have 20-minute windows. And that's been going, I think, maybe 7 or 8 weeks now. That pretty much was a rapid response the first week of COVID and the obvious annihilation of the live performing industry, which has been pretty devastating.
And it's I guess for many people in the music industry, not all of them, but many are also in the in sort of hospitality or service industries as well, which has been pretty crushed. So it's like a two-edged sword in a way, which has been quite devastating, I can imagine. So a lot of online things happening. I imagine coming out the other side there, and it's anybody's guess, but coming out the other side of this response to COVID, there will be probably a change, not an abandonment or abandoning of live acts and that, but maybe a change, maybe more prominence of online and people seeing that as another way to get into music.
Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know what's going to come out
Yeah.
aside, I think, there's always been YouTube online content before, and I think everybody's kind of got their preference personally. You can't compare anything to a live gig.
No.
In my
No.
opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it definitely makes it more accessible. Your audience number is potentially much greater.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these online festivals,
Yeah.
somebody doing a show from their bedroom can have 2,000 people watching,
Yep.
which is much more than if you go to the local pub and do a gig for your community. So there's definitely some pros and cons.
Yeah.
The current situation, for sure.
So, yeah, I read an article, I think it was by Dave Grohl, where he was sort of really, he was talking about, the music festival is not dead, or the live concert is not dead. It's something within us that we need to be able to express and share that bonding experience of sharing music and sharing the rhythm, and that's, I think it's interesting that you're able to continue that online, despite. Right. So I've just so people know that my son has been taking part of the class as well. It's been really interesting listening to the music and the singing, and I think, is there dancing? There's clapping.
There's everything.
If they want to dance.
Drumming.
So he's loving it. He's definitely loving the EcoBabyBeats. And yeah, anything can become a drum, believe me, after your class. So that's pretty cool. Sorry?
I said, look out.
Yeah, exactly. Nicola, how are people finding you now? How are the people or the festivals, the schools, and that? How are they getting in contact with you? How are they discovering you?
Well, the life of a musician and small business owner is much more about you doing the hard work for people to discover you than them finding you.
Yeah.
I'm putting a lot of effort into, there's festivals take artist applications, and they are still taking them for the festivals at the end of the year. We're not sure yet whether they're going to run or not.
Mm.
So I'm still, going ahead as business as usual and submitting applications for festivals.
Yep.
There's a possibility that this will be a good experience for Australian artists, because if the borders stay shut, or even if they don't, a lot of festivals are going to try and support local Australian artists. So that could be a good time for them.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'm mostly using Facebook for promoting my classes and events and activities and business activities.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of all the local suburb community group notice board and Facebook groups, where they happily take weekly posts from local businesses of what's going on and what you're offering.
Yep.
I've used that to promote my classes. Yeah.
Yep. Nice. So people can hear about you there. They can also jump onto your website. You've got Instagram as well, where people, I think, on Facebook and Instagram.
To find out more and to see a little bit about what the classes look like, definitely EcoBeats or EcoBabyBeats on Facebook. You can see little snippets of videos and photos and all the details of the classes.
I'll put them down somewhere.
Yeah.
So then you can see that. You can also hear it as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And the EcoBeats website as well.
Yep.
More information.
Fantastic. So, okay, thanks, Nicola. Thanks. It's been really, really lovely chatting with you and hearing about EcoBeats and what you're doing at the moment, how you've transitioned into this new environment, and obviously looking forward to getting out the other side. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with people about EcoBeats and what you're doing?
Well, I guess if this is a platform for businesses trying to sort of grow a little bit, nothing like a little bit of shameless plugging.
Go.
Some of the other areas that are great to have these EcoBeats drumming workshops is if you're in a corporate world, once the world opens up again, you can have EcoBeats workshops come in and do the team building activities. Yep. And they're also a lot of fun at kids' birthday parties, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's no end to the wonderful use of music in the world.
Beautiful. Thanks, Nicola. Excellent. Well, thank you for your time. And people can get in contact with you. We'll leave all the details below. And you have a great weekend coming up.
Thank you, Adam. And thanks for everything you're doing for the local businesses.
Oh, my pleasure. Cheers.